Hey guys, so I'm just here to talk to you a little bit today about my journey through golf and life and a little bit about goal setting and how to achieve your own dreams and goals. So I started playing golf when I was 5 years old, which is pretty young. Maybe you guys have some younger brothers and sisters at home that you know that are age 5, and I loved the game right from the beginning. I was taught from my older sister Brittany and my dad, and my sister has always been a huge role model for me. I've looked up to her in life and golf and everything that I've done, and I ask her questions all the time on how to get better and how to improve. So I started playing at age 5, and right from the get-go I loved it. So I made a goal and a dream that I want to play on the LPGA Tour. And you're like, wow, 5 years old and you already have a dream about your whole life ahead of you. But it's pretty crazy, and a lot of people probably said she'll never make it or she'll never do it, but I believed. So I started small. So after I made that huge goal, which may sound unattainable, to be a professional golfer or be a pro in any sport, I decided, I'm going to make little goals along the way. So at this time, I'm probably 6, 7 years old, and I said I want to play my first tournament. I want to go and compete and prove that I'm able to play against some people and just prove to myself that golf is the right sport. So I asked my dad and said, okay, you need to first be able to carry your own bag, which doesn't look that heavy, but it can weigh a ton when you're pretty young. And then I just started from there. So I started to practice and started to work hard and started to imagine myself in the position of being in a tournament. But my first tournament was a little bit of a devastation to me. I shot 106. So for you guys that play hockey, that's like losing to a team like 9-0. First time out. I know. So I was pretty sad and upset, and it almost was like a failure to me. But I realized that failures are what make us better people and make us better at what we do. So failures you guys think are bad, and receiving a test with a big F on it, you don't like to see that. But you can't be afraid of it, and really failures are your friends because they teach you to be better and to improve. So don't feel embarrassed or awkward or anything like that. Instead, embrace it. And sometimes you just have to be okay with making a fool of yourself. So I did. So I started fresh, and I kept practicing. And this time I worked a lot harder. I focused a lot more. I got ready, and I said, you know what, I'm going to make my second goal, and that's to win my first tournament. Then I practiced for a couple of weeks, and my next tournament came. This time I shot 89, so I dropped 17 shots off of my first tournament, which to me was good because I knew I could play that well, and I was able to prove it to the people around me. Then I made a third stepping stone. So when I was 10 years old, I said, someday I want to play for the University of Florida. I want to get a golf scholarship and go and play for the team. Now, a little Canadian girl going to play in Florida sounded pretty strange to a lot of people, especially at 10 years old. But I bought this head cover, which has been on my bag for 8 years, almost now. And I painted my room orange and green. I went to a few extremes, but I dreamed of playing on that team. And I knew I needed to improve my game. So to be able to play on that team, I knew I needed to be a lot stronger. So I worked out, and I knew I needed to practice almost every day to get ready for that. So I visualized myself in that position, I worked hard, and I stayed focused. Then my fourth goal was to play for Canada's national team. I watched my older sister. She was on the national team for 3 years, and she was 14 when she first joined the team, which was the youngest player ever to be able to accomplish that and be on that team, and I wanted to beat that. So I watched her training and her coaching. I knew that for me to become a better player, I needed those coaches, and I needed to have that training program. My sister traveled all over the world. She traveled to Ireland and all over the States and Canada, and I wanted to do that too. And my first year on the team, when I was able to do it at 14, and I beat her by 5 months, then I realized that the harder I work, the luckier I get. So that first year on the team, I had coaches for strength, and I had a coach that talked through my mental game, coaches that worked with my swing and made it a lot stronger and a lot better. And in the spring of the first year I was on that team, I broke a world record. I became the youngest player ever to win a professional event, and so I'm in the world record book, which is pretty cool. And I also became the youngest player ever to play an LPGA Tour event in Canada, which which was also pretty cool. Then at 15, I decided I want to be the #1 player in Canada, the best female golfer. So to be able to do that, I need to perform better, I need to move up that ladder. So I continued to work hard and practice, and I became extremely dedicated and devoted. So I gave up hockey, which I loved playing, but I knew I needed more time with my game. So I practiced every day, winter, fall, spring, and summer. And when friends went out to movies and parties and stuff like that, I decided to stay home and practice. Which some might say that I gave up a lot, but I gained a lot in return with experiences. So my 6th goal that I made for myself was to be the #1 world amateur in the world. So with that, I had benefits like traveling. So I've been to Germany, England, Japan, Scotland, Colombia, and Turkey. I think I mentioned that maybe. And I've been all over the United States and Canada. I've made friends all over the world. I have friends in Australia, New Zealand, India, England, Wales, Japan, Korea, Colombia, Argentina, Mexico, United States, all over the world. And I've met a lot of famous people and gained a lot of experiences. I've been to professional sports games all over the world. Does anybody know who Donald Trump is? Money Man? Yeah, I've been on that, which is pretty cool. I've met a lot of Olympic athletes, like Tessa Virtue, who's the figure skater, and Scott Moore, also a figure skater. But to be the #1 world amateur in the world, I needed extreme motivation and dedication. And I learned a lot from my mistakes that I've made through the years. And although I didn't win every tournament that I played in along the way when I made that goal, I knew that each time I learned something and was able to get better. And just to show like some motivation and dedication that I had, that every morning when I stood in class and listened to the Canadian anthem, I pictured myself on the podium wearing that medal. And that came true this year. And now, my next stepping stone, my next goal that I want to accomplish to reach my final goal, which is to play on the LPGA Tour, is to play for Canada in the 2016 Olympics. And right now I'd be in a position, I'm the #1 ranked professional golfer in Canada, even though I'm still an amateur, so I'd be in a position to go to Rio, Brazil, and represent Canada and wave that flag and play for my country. And it's the first time that golf is in the Olympics, so it'd be really cool and definitely a huge goal of mine. But to be able to do that, I need to imagine myself in that position every single day. And I need to work hard and practice every single day. And not just practice for an hour, 2 hours, but practice for 4 or 5 hours every single day. And I need focus. So sometimes when I might want to go out and do something with my friends or go and watch a movie, I have to remember that some people, to reach the top, you can't always just slack off and do the easy thing, but you gotta work through it. And I'm not saying you can't take breaks or do anything like that. Of course I have my fun and go out with friends sometimes, but you just gotta know when the right time to do that. So for you guys, I'm saying find something that you love. I loved golf right from the beginning. And whatever it is, if it's sports, arts, music, math, science, whatever, do it without hesitation and without fear. Make fear your friend and continue to learn and improve every day. Love what you do. And then make a goal, a dream, a big one, something that you really want to accomplish. Like for me, is to be a professional golfer. And then decide stepping stones along the way. They can be very little, that you can achieve and then feel like you're achieving, and then make another goal. So for me, I went from very small, just to playing in my first tournament, to now I want to play for Canada in the 2016 Olympics. So make your goals realistic and choose something to make yourself a better person.